Hello. I have a confession to make. I use my smartphone too much. In fact, I had a look recently on my usage. It tells you what your screen time is. My screen time is sometimes 5 hours per day. Now, that feels like a lot. And in fact, I looked at some figures. It is a lot. It's more than the average person in America looks at their smartphone. And the average person in America looks at their smartphone a lot. Let's have a look. So this is about smartphones. Now, this may be a bit too small for you to see if you're looking at this on a smartphone, but it says, okay, topics. Who's the bot, you or your smartphone? That's the question. Here is a chart of the average smartphone usage. So how long, what time do you spend on a smartphone every day? This is in America. From eMarketer. I don't know where they get their figures from, but okay. It started back in 2010 when smartphones first became really popular. Well, I guess they came in 2007, but they really became popular around 2010. So it's been just over 10 years, 11 years. When it started, people would spend only 24 seconds in a day. 24 seconds. Wow, half a minute, less than half a minute. But then next year, 48 seconds. And it kept growing by 25% per year until now, 2021, 4 hours and 23 minutes. That's the average. So, some people are spending 5 hours like me, maybe more. I think my daughters spend more than that. So it's kind of amazing. It's grown so much in 10 years to where smartphones are just, in English we say ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means everywhere and at all times and everywhere. So what does this mean? Let me see. I've got down here. Oops, let me zoom back out a little bit. Some key takeaways. Takeaway means there's two meanings of takeaway. One takeaway is like you go to the restaurant and get a takeaway Chinese meal or hamburgers. That's a takeaway. Another takeaway is what do we learn from this? And that's the meaning here. What do we learn from these figures? Well, I've thought of three things. If you find you don't have much time in the day to do things, consider controlling your smartphone use. Used to be when I was little, people complained about watching too much TV. Now, I think it's too much smartphone. Number two, smartphones have been increasing the time taken in our lives by 25% every year. How much more will it grow? I don't know. So every year it's been growing by about 25%. So next year, another, well, I guess I'm on 2022. I do 5 hours. Yeah, it's grown 25% since last year. Maybe we'll spend 8 hours a day on our smartphone. Okay, and then my other point, number three, young people today can't imagine life without their smartphones. Are you a young person? Can you imagine life without your smartphone? It's harder and harder, isn't it? Everything we do seems to be connected to an app. In Japanese say appli. In English we say an app. And I'm no different. I'm not so young, but I practice my, if I think about how I use my smartphone, I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos. I am uploading YouTube videos like this one. I do use it for work, but a lot of pleasure too. And maybe too much Twitter and Facebook. Okay, let's have a look. So I've now got three questions for you to consider. Number one, how many hours a day do you spend on your smartphone? Be honest. Is it more than 4? Is it more than 5? Number two, is smartphone use a waste of time or does it save you time, in fact? Oops, mistake. So of course I'm complaining about, and old people complain, people are always on the smartphones. But that's because it's so useful. I can get my bank information from my smartphone. As I say, I can make videos for these lessons. That's not wasting time. I'm communicating with my brother and sister in different countries. So I don't think it's so bad to be using a smartphone all the time. What do you think? Number 2, is smartphone use a waste of time, or does it save you time? I just did that, didn't I? Oh, I wanted to say number 3. Do you control your smartphone, or does your smartphone control you? How could you regain control of your smartphone? For example, kind of like psychology. You have your smartphone, and whenever you go to the toilet, I must check smartphone, or I'm just having a cup of coffee, I must check my smartphone. It becomes like a habit, a bad habit, an addiction, and maybe we don't need to. How can you control your smartphone usage? Do you want to set a timer and only use it for a certain time, or I don't know, a simple thing, leave your smartphone at home when you go out? Oh my God, can you imagine not having your smartphone at all times? It's tough. Maybe smartphones are just the future. There used to be a meme, a video, a popular image. People who complain about all the kids today are always using smartphones. They're not like the old days. Well, here's a picture from the old days. Look, commuters, everybody's reading their newspapers. Look, kind of funny, isn't it? We complain about everybody today using smartphones. Well, in the past, maybe everybody was reading newspapers and not talking to each other. So the more things change, the more things stay the same. Anyway, okay, well, there's your questions. Have a think about it, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, get off your smartphone. Bye-bye. Let's see. I can never turn this off. Okay, let me turn it off. Okay, see you.